Well, howdy do, Couch Warriors and Couch Warriorettes. I guess that's what you'd call them. I'm Dale. Welcome to Couch Warrior. This is UFC 325 weigh-in day, and this is going to be my prediction video to see who I think might come away with some wins. This one I'm not overly confident in, just because I'm not overly familiar with a lot of the fighters. But how I just thought I'd give it a go nonetheless, and just just see what the goal is really. I thought that I would go through some of the fights that have already been cancelled from this card. And just I think I might just do my predictions on what the main card is going to be. And that's going to be my main focus on this. But I'll get right in with this, and I'm on Tapology here. And these are our fights that have been cancelled. So obviously Aaron Towle missed weight by trying to take his heels off the scale, and also try and flex his way out of a. He tried using the old towel trick, the old DC towel trick, which failed miserably, as we have learned. So his fight is off with Namzari Batbaya. I guess that's what I'll call him, Batbaya. Jimmy Crute is injured yet again with an ACL injury. Not his first one, probably not his last one either. He was meant to fight Justin Jacoby. I had Jacoby winning this anyway, because of the fact that he's on a bit of a run at the moment, and Jimmy Crute he either wins really well, or he just loses very badly to not the greatest competition. Sergey Spivak versus Ante Delija. So this, I was under the impression, was meant to be an American card, meant to be on an American card anyway. So I'm actually not too sure why this. I think this one got rescheduled pretty early on. And then, of course, Quaylen Salkild versus Rong Zhu. So Rong Zhu withdrew from this with an injury. I believe it was an injury. So now Quaylen Salkild is now on the main card versus Jamie Mullarkey. But we'll look at that once we get a bit further up on the card. So we'll do our 3 fights of the road to UFC, which is we've got a guy called Sulangrangbo. If you say it quickly, it kind of comes off the tongue, but a bit better. And then a guy called Lawrence Louis. So Lawrence Louis is from he's I want to say, I saw something on the internet of where he's from and all that kind of stuff. I'm pretty sure he's of Chinese descent. But yeah, but he trains in City Kickboxing. He 7-1 ranked. He's looking pretty good, and at the moment, if you have a look at any photos of him, he actually looks a little bit like Bruce Lee. Yeah, so this photo here doesn't exactly do him a great amount of justice. So yeah, so for this one here, I'm going to go for the Kiwi for this one. This is the reason why I'm not particularly fond of this card, because I don't want to. Because I feel like I'm just going to be biased. Because I just want all the Kiwis and Australians to win, really, because that's what I'm here for, innit? That's what we're here for. We want our countrymen and at least we're all close to countrymen to come out on top. So I still have Lawrence Louis winning this, or Louis. I don't know. It's bantamweight, so it's probably gonna. There is a chance that we might get some. We might get a KO. It's going to be that kind of fight. It's going to be a kickboxing fight, as with this next fight, which is going to Sebastian Saleh versus Koichiro Nakamura. I'm going for Nakamura. Nakamura is probably going to beat this guy here. He's probably going to be, even though Sebastian might be the slight favourite, a lot of the fighters in this area are going to be favourites, unnecessarily so, because that's how we roll. That's how we roll in the down under. We don't do good betting odds. We do random betting odds to, even though the likelihood is Kaicho's probably going to win this. This fight's at featherweight, which is quite cool. I thought that they were all just going to be flyweight and bantamweight fights, but turns out that the road to UFC is not just for little tiny dudes. I can't sit, flyweight, because I imagine, because of the fact that Darren Tao and the other fella withdrew, that was the flyweight final. I was Salangbo versus Lawrence. That's the bantamweight final. Then we've also got the featherweight final, which is these guys, and then there's also the lightweight final, which I didn't realise that they were doing lightweights, which is pretty cool. That's Dom Ma Fan versus Sang Uk Kum. Now that is this one here is going to be interesting, because I believe that both of these guys have some good fights under their belts. See this one here, I'm not too sure about. So for the sake of being biased as all fuck, I'm going to say that it's going to be my boy Dom who's going to come out on top. I find that Australians can generally Australians, they do a little bit better than the New Zealanders when it comes to fighting various Asians and stuff like that. And so that will be the road to UFC final. So it was meant to be 4 fights. Obviously now it's just 3. So we're away laughing. So that's going to be cool, and hopefully we're looking at a good Anzac sweep. So the first actual fight on the card is a guy called Khan Ofli versus Iza. They make their things pretty easy. The Chinese dudes, they make it pretty, because they're only one name, so you don't have to remember 2 of them. So I mean, Iza has a hell of a record of 26-5. He's only got he does however have a UFC record of 1-2, whereas Khan has also a record of 1-2. So we're looking at some two bottom of the barrel kind of dudes. I would imagine that this will be fighting for their contracts. So hopefully, now that we've got our Paramount deal, and now that the bonuses are a little bit more worthwhile, we may see a finish there. I am probably going to go with the lesser experienced Khan Ofli with this one. I think the Turk has what it takes to possibly, I think it's either going to be Ofli by points, or Yiza is going to get a TKO off him. He's going to rock him reasonably early, and then in the second round it will be done and dusted. But now we've got the proper fights. Yay, proper fights. So we've got Jonathan Micallef. Oh no, some Gomez Adams looking motherfucker. And he's fighting my boy Oban Aliad. Oban Aliad. He's from Wales. So this one here, Jonathan is, I think, even though Oban has not that many more fights, he's got 6 more fights than him, I think that is going to be the amount of things, because a lot of people forget that Oban is an absolute warrior. And normally he can take pretty big shots. I mean, yes, he lost his last fight, but I mean that was, he just got caught and all that kind of stuff. So it is what it is on that one. But I've got Oban winning that one here. Up next, up the card is Jacob Malkoon versus Torres Finney. I got Torres Finney winning this. He is just a mutant of a man, and he's a mutant of a man, and he just knows how to wrestle. And Malkoon, he knows how to wrestle, but I don't think he knows how to chain wrestle, and I believe that Torrance Finney has that wrestling advantage over him. Whether or not this ends up being a 3-round battle, or if he might happen to get this TKO finish, I don't think that's going to happen. I think this one's going to go to decision, which will be a little bit of a disappointment. I mean, I have a feeling that because we had a lot of finishes last week, I don't think we're getting anywhere near as many finishes this week. But yeah, but I've got Torres Finney winning this fight. Up the card, we are going to another middleweight fight with Cam Ralston and Cody Brundage. So Cody Brundage is a dog. He fights really well. I was going to say he fights really well, but that's not actually true. He's just a tough dude. So Cam Ralston, I believe, has what it takes to beat him. He has a considerable height advantage on this. This dude's, I believe, Cam Ralston's like 6'4" or something like that. Cody Brundage is, I think, in the 6 foot 6'1" kind of range. So there is going to be a considerable reach advantage. But I do think this is going to be one of the few cards that has that is going to finish. We're going to see a finish in this fight, and I believe it's going to be Cam Ralston, probably second or third round TKO. And I reckon we could be. I reckon that's it's not the worst thing to put a little bit of coin on. I think if we were going to do, let's say we're doing Dale's Tasty Three-Peat, as I like to call them, which I'll do one because I'm not really a big gambler. Well, I'm going to go Oban by points, Torres Finney by decision, and Cam Ralston by TKO KO. Unsure of what that's going to pay, but I'd say that the pay rate on that is pretty good. So you put $10 on that, you're looking at, at least making, $50. I'd say, especially if you're putting it on methods and all that kind of stuff. Moving on, we are on to the light heavyweights with Junior Tafa. So Junior Tafa versus Billy Alicana. So Billy Alicana is a 9-2 light heavyweight who fought. I can't remember who he last fought, but he I believe he won. Did he win? I'm actually not too sure. I'm gonna have to look at that. I'm gonna have to look that up now. Right now, we're gonna learn something here, guys. Yeah, because I do know that. So he's on a 2-fight win streak at the moment. So when he beats Junior Tafa, and he will beat Junior Tafa, he is probably going to win by. He's probably going to TKO him. When was it? That's why. Because the last time I saw this dude fight was actually this Bogdan Guskov fight, and that's why I was like, oh, this guy's pretty shit. But no, so Billy Alicana, I rate I rate the likelihood of him beating Junior Tafa. Junior Tafa, I think, just trying to rely on being a bouncer, and you can't just be a bouncer for like your UFC base isn't like go out on the town and get into fucking bar fights. That's not a base in MMA. And I believe that the Tafa brothers do suffer from that. And, I mean, as we know, Justin's already quit. I mean, he was only 31 or 32 when he's retired. So, because he knew. I mean, he was the first heavyweight to miss weight at heavyweight. I mean, to be fair, Tai Tuivasa looked like he was going to get bloody. Didn't look much better yesterday, did he? So I've got that. So Junior Tafa is definitely the smaller and more athletic of the Tafa brothers. But I don't think he is as powerful as Justin, and I think as a result, Billy Alicana, he's going to He's just going to be more move. He's just going to move better. He's just going to move better. He actually has grappling, and that is the thing. That's the key. Is that he actually has grappling, whereas Junior Tafa is like. I mean, so if this does go to the ground, odds are the fight doesn't. The fight ends. But that is. I mean, that's just my opinion. And again, this is just all. This is all just my. But I think, yeah. But who knows? I might be onto a winner here. But you never know. You never know. But moving on. So this is the main card. So this is where I will be doing my proper guessing and all this kind of stuff. So our next card on the main card. Oh, of course it wants me to sign fucking in, doesn't it? Just to be real nice, just to be real cool. So Quaylen Salkeld versus Jamie Malarkey. We are going to be in a hell of a fight. I mean, we're looking at a dude that's KO'd. I mean, his last 5 fights, he has been, he's just absolutely smoked all these dudes. I mean, I'm pretty sure, yeah. So what is it like? So he got his contender, so he won by decision on his contender series, and then has gone on a 3-fight KO streak in the UFC, which is something that you really, really want to see in a proper contender. It's in the name, contender series, right? Jamie Malarkey he ain't no slouch, and despite being only 30, only being 31, he has a hell of a lot of experience. One of his losses actually comes from Alexander Volkanovski, so that's something that a lot of people don't actually realize. I think that was Alexander Volkanovski's debut was actually against Jamie Malarkey, and he KO'd him in like the first round. But as a result, I do believe that that Salkeld is going to again knock out Jamie Malarkey. Jamie Malarkey has been knocked out multiple times and devastating fashion. So, I mean, we're putting 2 and 2 together here, folks. That's my thing. That's my lock of the my lock of the night is Quaylen Salkeld. Up next on the card, we have Tai Tuivasa versus Talishan Teixeira. I've got Talishan Teixeira. His only loss is against Derek Lewis, which was a little bit of a too much too soon. Tai Tuivasa is 5 losses in a row, and it's pretty crazy. I mean, he went on a 5-fight win streak, and then his 5 losses. To be fair, his 5 losses are against pretty considerable competition. But the fact that he's had to do from what it appears to be a considerable weight cut to 265 pounds, I don't feel bodes particularly well for him. So I've got Talisman Teixeira by finish because it's a heavyweight fight, and I just don't see this entering the 3rd round. So this is probably going to be an early 2nd round stoppage at the latest. Earliest, I mean, we could see someone get knocked out in the first 2 minutes. I mean, I'll be here for it. No, don't get me wrong. I would definitely be here for it. But but this fight, I'm not particularly looking forward to this. You always want Tai Tuivasa to win, but as I said, the likelihood is just not high at all. So this, unfortunately, I feel like is a pretty much like a free W for Talisman. Moving on, we have Ragnar Lothbrok versus Mauricio Huffy. So Ragnar is currently looking freaking shredded to pieces. He's on the sauce. He's like with the amount of change that is since his last fight, which wasn't that long ago. There's a pretty I don't see it. I don't see it being a natural bulking up. I mean, I could be wrong, and I hope I am wrong. But I don't know, man. I mean, Fiziev kept Justin Gaethje down quite a lot, and is in that weird north-south position that Justin Gaethje likes to get himself into. And it just, yeah, I don't know why he does this. He did it against Paddy. He had multiple chances to actually finish Paddy in his fight, but because he gets him in this weird like guillotine north-south position thing, people can kind of recover enough or tuck away enough that they don't get finished by the dude. And Fiziev is a lot smaller of an opponent than Justin, and he was taking him down with relative ease. And Huffy doesn't have the greatest grappling, as we've seen from his fight with Benoit Saint Denis. But he has been training a lot with VOLK recently, and Gene Silver hates him, so therefore I like him. See, this is one where I'm going to flip the coin, and I reckon it's going to be Huffy, and it's going to be Huffy by points. So this one's going to be one of those ones where you're like, ooh, like there's going to be a lot of close calls. A lot of close calls. It's going to be a real awesome striking match. But I think Fiziev, if he finds himself in trouble, he's going to try and grapple, and because of the improved grappling defense and improved teammates, I believe that Huffy has what it takes to come away with the W. And that's the featured fight of UFC 325. The co-main is Dan Hooker versus Benoit Saint Denis, or BSD as people call him, or Bennett Saint Denis. Which, I like Bennett Saint Denis. That's it works with my English better. works with my English definitely way better. So I've got BSD winning this fight. I'd love for Dan Hooker to win it, but he's just too slow now. He's just a little bit too slow. BSD's not exactly the fastest fighter, but he's nice and defensive, and in his build up of getting into it. So I have Benoit winning possibly by late submission or points on this one here. Really would love Dan Hooker to come out with a devastating KO finish. If that's the case, then it's for sure Paddy versus Dan. There's no, you can't not do that fight if that's the case. But we'll see. As I said, it would be so good if that was the case, but you never know, do you? And then finally we have the main event, which is Alexander Volkanovski versus Diego Lopez 2. This one's a bit of a tough one because Volk is better than Diego Lopez. There's no, that there shouldn't be any arguments there. There's no arguments that Volk is stronger and just technically better than Diego Lopez. However, age, conditioning, we don't know, because we don't know what Diego Lopez has been training. We don't know if he's going to turn up and just absolutely smoke the ever-living shit out of Volk. This is not what we want, of course, because we always want Volk to, to walk away the victor. He's just too cool of a dude, just too happy of a guy. Like we can't have Volk losing to Diego Lopez. Yeah, but however, there's some photos circulating around of Volk with a big hole in his ear. Like it looks like it's a little bit of staph. So maybe not. So my thinking is it could be possibly the fact that he's had a piece of his cauliflower ear popped, and that's where they've tried draining it, and it's just healed weirdly and it's healed real yucky, which has happened. It's happened to me before, not on my ear, but something like that. It's like it's something on the side of my leg or something like that. It's popped and it's gone all gross, and then it's left a little hole afterwards. That was a long time ago now. That's fucking gross, but uh, but yeah. So that's a lot of this. So there's a few contributing factors of why people are thinking that Diego Lopez might be the victor on this. But I think personally that VOLK is the better fighter. He might get caught though. So I don't know. All I'm gonna say is just prepare yourselves for the worst. Prepare yourself for the best. It depends on what you want to happen. I am preparing myself to be squinting a lot, going, oh, no, so I'm expecting a lot of that kind of stuff tomorrow, but we shall see. And with that, that's my video done. So thank you very much for joining me tonight. And you guys have a wonderful evening. Get a nice early sleep so you can wake up bright-eyed, bushy-tailed for UFC 325. And good luck on the bets. Good luck on keeping your sanity. And have some really good snacks and really good drinks. Some good food, good moods. You know, be sure to like, subscribe, turn your notifications on, talk to your mates, and tell them how cool I am. Well, they might think I'm a fucking dickhead like a lot of other people, but hey, forget about it. Alright guys, peace, and I'll catch you guys on Monday. Cheers.